And we're about to Tuesday evening. Tonight's action. Seconds. Leading off the third baseman Garrett Fry. Batting second, the shortstop Sawyer Reeves. Batting third, the designated hitter Noah Sullivan. Batting fourth, cleanup, the first baseman Hunter Hines. Batting fifth, the left fielder Bryce Chance. Batting sixth, the second baseman Gatlin Sanders. In right field, batting seventh is Aaron Downs. Center fielder batting eighth, Michael O'Brien. Rounding it out, the catcher Ross Heifeld. Now we're down to the Friday night game. What you see for the Bulldogs this weekend, and how would you say that? First off, Friday, I've never seen the match so hot. This entire season has been no wrong. Alabama on their heels the entire game. So with that being said, the bats were got some consistent bats, and the defensively really good job of staying clean. Just Friday, Saturday was really close to us. It's crazy to the size. Really clean performance all weekend. Straight, which is something that you relax. Especially times of the social games. It's the series, big time series. Mississippi State takes on Southern Jaguars. Southern Mississippi State.
Blue jerseys with yellow on the numbers, and the first pitch is fouled back. 95, 105 is all on the gun, and McPherson starting off high.
Yeah, good first pitch there, fastball. Way late on the swing.
Second pitch was also fouled back, so McPherson heading the catch. Waiting for the base. Sits at a 389 batting average in the season doing 54 bats. Wins and deals the 0-2. Fouled off. So stays in.
Three straight fastballs, make them swing at it, make them have to hit it. This is a team that we won't have to worry about. The ball's going too deep here.
Stretch and the pitch. Check swing. And the home base umpire says he was behind. It appears to me that the home plate umpire did. Hesitation, but strikeout is made. Beard Moss Highfield was already throwing the ball around. He knew that was a strike.
Yeah, a little delay from the home plate umpire, but ultimately the right call was made.
The windup. Breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one to Arnell Thibodeau, the left fielder.
Yeah, great pitch there. Breaking ball outside, brought it back in.
Fastball out the letters to Thibodeau. Thibodeau, the left fielder for the Jaguars, sits at an astounding 463 batting average, just under 500. 1-1, his fastball at the feet of Thibodeau for a 2-1 count now. 1-0 in the top of the first inning, no score yet. Feeling this midweek game on a Tuesday night. Left fielder for the Jaguars. Pearson nines, finds and deals. The 2-1 is upstairs for ball 3. The Whitey that leads it off, a freshman for the Jaguars, a righty-lefty, righty-righty start out. And the 2-1 pitch is high fastball, gets the little spin race. Hold it over to Lafayette, Louisiana. Now full count, 0-3 out. McPherson lines it goes, payoff pitch on big swing and miss. 96. And we are back 2 outs away here in the top of the first inning. First pitch to Thomas Bates, the designated hitter for the Jaguars tonight. Bates, a right-handed hitter, the DH tonight. Now steps up to the plate down 2 outs. The 0-1. So Pearson ahead of
Fastball to off-speed pitch is working really, really well so far.
No score yet here in this game. McPherson finds and deals. The breaking ball is a little bit outside. 1-2 count coming up to Bates. 3-2 to win. McPherson finds and deals. The 1-2 is swinging. This is a test. This is a test. Testing. And we are back. No score yet here in this ball game. Mississippi State taking on the Southern Jaguars. We stayed away over in Louisiana. Now the starter for tonight, Jeremiah Newman. First pitch breaking ball catches the outer half for strike one to Garrett Fry. Garrett Fry starting at third base tonight. Will be leading off. The junior out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Newman lined and deal. Breaking ball outside. A little bit too far out for ball one. So that evens up the count at 1-1 here with no outs in the bottom of the first. Levi Newland in the windup. And the chest winds and deals. Off speed is outside for ball two. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike here with no outs in the bottom of the first. Newman set up the chest. Pitch is fouled off by Garrett Fry.
Garrett Fry has been such a great addition to this squad. Didn't start at the beginning of the year, and now since then has been third base the whole way and has been killing it at the plate.
Nods, gets the call. Moves at the chest. The windup. Fastball at 92 is upstairs. It's our 362 batting average. That was 9 guys and 2 home runs. Our full count coming up. Payoff pitch is a ground ball over the backside. Bottom right field and playing on the big rain.
Garrett Fry's done this all season long. So good at finding a pitch and rights, especially the left batter when he's the righty pitcher. Pulls that right in between the first and second baseman. An easy single to get the game started.
Here will also stop number 2, Sawyer.
Garrett Fry now with the leadoff base runner in right field. Grounder was seemed to squeeze right in between the first and second baseman. So now Newman in the stretch. Set very high. Stretch the pitch, and that fastball nearly gets away from the catcher, Joseph. Sawyer Reeves with a monster solo home run to start off Game 3 against Alabama to set the tone. Now the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. Slow and just below the knees for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs.
And after the walk from Sawyer Reeves, we now have runners at first and second here with no outs. And Noah Sullivan, arguably the most talented hitter on this roster, comes up to the plate. First pitch to him is a slow breaking ball at 75 in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-0 count coming up to Sullivan. So 1 ball and no strikes now. Runners at first and second. Breaking ball inside at the belt for strike 1. So that creeped in on the zone. So that evens up the count at 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. No score yet here in this ball game. Mississippi State looking to set the tone against the Southern Jaguars. Newman comes set. The stretch of the pitch, the 1-1. Breaking ball outside for ball 2.
Noah Sullivan is such a tough player to pitch against. He's been raking all season long, batting .352. He's been a monster all season. This is not a good spot to be in if you're Southern.
Sullivan, who's got the start on the mound for the past few non-conference games, now the designated. So that fastball was low. A good block from Joseph to make it now 3 balls and 1 strike away here with no outs. Newman glances over at second. The 3-1 pitch, fastball outside, and that'll be ball 4. So back-to-back walks for Newman, and that'll load up the bases for the Bulldogs.
You can't really blame him there. 3-1 count. You don't want to throw anything over the plate and let Noah Sullivan take 1 out. So honestly, not a bad decision to just walk him and try your luck with Hunter Hines, but it doesn't get much better, does it?
It really doesn't get much better as Hunter Hines now second in home runs for Mississippi State on the all-time home run careers for career home runs for Mississippi State. He now sits just a few home runs shy of breaking Rafael Palmeiro's home run record. And this is a record that has been around since 1987. So now Newman, the 0-1 pitch to Hunter Hines, gets behind Joseph, and that'll be Garrett Fry to tap home plate. And he doesn't even need to slide, and the Bulldogs already lead early with just 15 minutes into the ball game. Now lead 1-0.
Yeah, a bad pitch gets away from the catcher, and that's an easy base for Garrett Fry. Like you said, stand up, didn't even have to slide in there. Advances the other 2 runners. So now Hunter Hines with a chance to bring home 2 in scoring position.
So now the first pitch to Hunter Hines is low and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike here with no outs. In the bottom of the first inning, Hunter Hines sitting at 296. The 2-1 pitch is a ground ball to the right side. That's fair. That gets into the visitors' bullpen. Hunter Hines rounding first base. Slides into second, safe. Noah Sullivan rounds third base. And Bulldogs now lead 3-0. Sawyer Reeves as well comes across home plate. So an RBI double for Hunter Hines, and the Bulldogs now lead 3-0 over the Southern Jaguars.
I mean, Hunter Hines is one of the best pull hitters in the country, and he had that righty-lefty matchup, just pulled that one literally, I think, landed on first base. Fair, goes into the visitors' bullpen, bounces off the wall. Great start to this game for State.
So now Bryce Chance sitting at 276 on the season, shows bunt. As that's over to the left side, and Bryce Chance is called safe at first base. Chance able to bunt for a base hit and advances Hunter Hines from second to third. So runners at the corners with no outs. And Mississippi State still leads 3-0 here in the bottom of the first.
I mean, a perfect bunt from Bryce Chance there, right down third base line. A low dribbler, was never going to go foul. Advances the runner, and he ends up being safe at first. A picture-perfect play there from Bryce Chance.
And after that close call at first base, the officials are going to take a quick look at this. So we're going to step aside real quick, and we'll be back momentarily to tell you the official ruling after this call. And we welcome you back after the official ruling. The play at first base, Bryce Chance able to bunt for a base hit is confirmed. So runners at the corners, no outs. Bryce Chance going, slides into second base, and the throw is a little late. So runners now sit at second and third. Bryce Chance and the Bulldogs eliminate the double play ball up the middle.
Yeah, Bryce Chance just way too quick for that, and zero chance he was getting picked off there. And now you got two guys in scoring position.
Hey, no pun intended right there, Charlie.
Amen.
Second pitch to Gatlin. Sanders is inside for strike one to even up the count. So 1 ball and 1 strike here with no outs. Bulldogs lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Jeremiah Newman, the stretch in the pitch. Breaking ball outside for ball 2.
Yeah, and Gatlin Sanders has also been such a great addition. Didn't start to begin the season, but then started taking over at second base, and he has been such a great addition for the state team, batting extremely well.
So now the 2-1 is fouled off, and Gatlin Sanders nearly squeaked over on that right side, just clipped over the base. Nearly, so that'll even up the count after that foul ball at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not an out has been recorded. Mississippi State now 3 for 3 on hits tonight. Now the 2-2 pitch. Right up the middle, a ground ball just past Jeremiah Newman. Hunter Hines will round third, as well as Bryce Chance, and Bulldogs tack on 2 more runs to make it a 5-0 game here in the bottom of the first, and 4 hits already, and Mississippi State is striking the ball hot already, Charlie.
Yeah, this is what you like to see, especially after a big series win against Bama. Let's just carry this over against an inferior opponent, right? This is a team that we should beat no matter what, and coming out bottom of the first swinging like this is exactly what you want to see after a big series win. Continue that momentum.
So Jeremiah Newman tries to pick over at first base on Gatlin Sanders. Throw gets away from him, and so that'll be an error on the play. So Gatlin Sanders able to find his way in scoring position after the single right up the middle. So Aaron Downs up to plate pitch has not been thrown to him just yet, but Aaron Downs started off the season pretty hot and tried to inch his way into this lineup, and it's been steady go for Aaron Downs in and out of the lineup, but he gets the start in right field tonight. The senior sitting at a .273 batting average.
I remember Aaron Downs' first bat of the season. He took one out into left center field out of here. Very first at bat of the season against Massachusetts, or Manhattan, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Aaron Downs has the home run hitting power, and he's been playing extremely well all season long when he's had those opportunities.
Absolutely, Aaron Downs, native of Iowa, now found a new home here in Mississippi. It's now 5-0 here in the bottom of the first. A fastball squeaked by the chest of Aaron Downs as that nearly clipped him.
Yeah, Jeremiah Newman's not having a good time right now. He's had wild pitches. His pickoff at first base was thrown horribly. He's struggling right now, giving up a few hits. He's down 5-0 early, and so he's got to dial this in before his day is over, which they already have someone in the bullpen, so it's not going to be much longer.
Yeah, and we saw one of those base hits able to find its way into that visitor's bullpen earlier, and we've mentioned this multiple times, as that breaking ball catches the outside. So now 2 balls and no strikes here with no outs, and how much of a make or break it can be to be in that bullpen. And Aaron Downs with a blooper just in the hands of shortstop Bakar, as that nearly got down. Aaron Downs tried to put it in the place where no fielder could get to it. Nonetheless, out number 1 is recorded for the Southern Jaguars. Michael O'Brien now the left-handed hitting sophomore. First pitch, winds and deals. Breaking ball is low in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, that was actually a very good play there from Benny Bakar. That was a blooper that would drop on a lot of players, but he had some speed to get back there and make that snag. Was not an easy grab. Only the first out of the inning, though, for State.
Now the 1-0 pitch is a ground ball over to the right side, gloved by the second baseman, Mack, as he'll toss it over to first base for out number 2, but that'll bring in another run as Gatlin Sanders comes across home plate. And now Mississippi State leads 6-0 here in the bottom of the first. Mississippi State off to a strong outing. And Jeremiah Newman, his ERA is stacking up higher and higher, comes into this game with the 21.21 ERA, and now we see Ross Highfield, the 9-hole hitter, right-handed hitting sophomore, step up to the plate. First pitch breaking ball is low for ball 1.
Yeah, Ross Heifield's another guy who has really stepped up big for State. Didn't start to begin the season, and another guy, like I said, Lamonis has been giving a lot of these guys opportunities, and they've taken advantage of them.
Ross Highfield is now fully recovered from a nose injury. Ross Highfield caught a fastball to the nose back in early conference play as he now sits at a 1-2 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jeremiah winds and deals the fastball at the knees for strike 3 on the 1-2 pitch to Ross Highfield. So 9 hitters come through the lineup. Mississippi State adds 6 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. No runners left on base. We're going to step aside and we'll be back for the top of the second inning as Mississippi State takes a commanding lead over the Southern Jaguars. And we welcome you back out to Dudy Noble Field. Mississippi State adds 6 runs. Now to lead 6-0 here in the top of the second inning. Ryan McPherson back on the bump after he goes 3 up, 3 down with 3 straight strikeouts to start off the game. First pitch to Jalen Mack, the second baseman's fastball upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing early here from Ryan McPherson. Doing a great job of putting batters in positions where they have to swing at the ball, getting ahead of the count early, and he's doing a really good job. And that fastball is quick. 95, I've seen a 96. That's a tough ball to hit for anybody.
Second pitch is fouled back, even up the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is lifted into shallow left field. Ranging back is Bryce Chance as he tracks it down for out number 1. Ryan McPherson playing to his defense, and now with a quick out to retire Jalen Mack. It's now due up as Cameron Bird, the right fielder for the Jaguars. Forgot to mention the infield and outfield for Mississippi State. Behind the plate is Ross Highfield. At third base will be Garrick Fry. Sawyer Reeves at shortstop. Gatlin Sanders playing second base. Hunter Hines gets the start at first. Chance O'Brien and Downs from left to right out in the outfield. So now McPherson ahead in the count, 0-2. So now no balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out away. McPherson in the windup. The 0-2 to Bird, a check swing. First base umpire says he did not go around, so that'll make it a 1-2 count here with 1 out.
Yeah, that's a good call. He did not go all the way through there. Nonetheless, a 1-2 count. No, McPherson should, Ryan McPherson should clean him up here.
The 1-2 pitch off the end of the bat into the right field berm. So count remains the same at 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. Ryan McPherson, known for his relieving capabilities here in conference play, but now gets the start here in the midweek. So now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside at 94 to even up the count at 2-2.
And he's looking great right now, and he continues to perform like this. You could see him starting on weekends against an SEC school. Like you said, normally a reliever, but man, he's looking strong so far.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball over to the left side, gloved by the shortstop. Sawyer Reeves tosses it across the diamond for out number 2. So, pop fly into left field to record the first out, and a ground ball over to the shortstop, Sawyer Reeves, to get out number 2. So now, after back-to-back righties, we have a lefty, a senior. It'll be Michael Latalis. Takes first pitch outside for ball 1.
Good first pitch there, 93 miles per hour, right on the edge, just didn't get the call.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Fastball responds to even up the count.
Yeah, that's the pitch you like to see, a fastball down the middle. Caught Michael staring right at it.
Michael Latalis only 1 hit on the season here through 12 at-bats. The 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. So now 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs away. Infield playing back. McPherson nods, winds and deals the 2-1, and that's a line drive deep to right field. Ranging back is Aaron Downs, and that ball is out of here. Michael Latalis, the first baseman, only 1 hit on the season. His second one comes in a big way as the Southern Jaguars with a solo home run from the first baseman.
That ball was smoked. I mean, got a hold of that one and ripped it way gone. And that's a big confidence booster for from the first baseman.
Michael Latalis.
Yeah, Michael Latalis there. I mean, one hit through 12 at-bats. His second one of the season's a shot out of the park. A little momentum here for Southern.
So that kind of cools down the Bulldogs' hot defensive performance as Ryan McPherson was lights out. Now through an inning and 2/3, but gives up his first hit in a big way for a long ball into deep right field. So first pitch responds to Dominic Joseph for a fastball. The 0-1 is a breaking ball at the knees, caught for strike 2. So ahead in the count at 0-2 is Ryan McPherson. Now in the windup, the 0-2 pitch, another breaking ball at the knees for strike 3, and that'll make it the 4th strikeout for Ryan McPherson. A pop fly into left field, a ground out to the left side from shortstop, a home run, a solo home run from Michael Latalis, and a strike 3. Another strikeout, the 4th strikeout for Ryan McPherson to close out the top of the second inning. That'll take us to the bottom of the second as Mississippi State leads 6-1 over the Southern Jaguars. And we welcome you back to the bottom of the second inning as Mississippi State has a commanding lead, 5-run lead over the Southern Jaguars, 6-1. Garrick Fry now back to the top of the order, led off with a 3-2 single up the right side in between the first and second baseman. So now he sits at no balls and 1 strike here with no outs. Now the 0-1 pitch is fastball outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Garrick Fry has just been seeing the ball so well, really this whole season, and started off the game with a great base hit, expecting nothing less.
Now Newman winds and deals. The 1-1 is fastball inside and a little bit low, just below the knees to make it a 2-1 count now. Newman starting to settle in a little bit. Comes set at the chest. Kicks and deals. Now the 2-1 is a line drive into center field. That'll get down just before the feet of Radcliffe. And now Garrick Fry wants a little bit more, and he catches Radcliffe lacking in center field to make it a stand-up double to start off the bottom of the second.
I mean, Garrick Fry has been such a cool addition to this team. He's been on fire as of recent. In the Bama series, he was on fire, and he's carrying it over here against Southern. Just a great little line drive out in the short center field and then bobbled by the center fielder, and he's able to get second base standing.
So after the stand-up double from Garrick Fry, we now sit here in the 2-hole spot of the order with Sawyer Reeves, the starting shortstop tonight. Takes first pitch, fastball in the outside corner for strike 1.
And Sawyer Reeves is another guy who started off hot and then had a very long cold streak. If you remember John Wesley, and as of recent has picked it up, batting .377, so he's figured it out.
So Sawyer Reeves takes the 0-1 pitch for ball 1 to even up the count. And yeah, Sawyer Reeves started off the season a transfer from the Citadel. We thought it would be a big implementation, and for a second there we thought that he was not prepared for SEC play, but after getting through a little bit of a cold streak, he now has found a rhythm. And now the 1-1 pitch is a ground ball over the left side. That'll get in between the shortstop and third baseman. So now runners on the corners with no outs here in the bottom of the second. Mississippi State still leading 6-1.
Yeah, Sawyer Reeves' first at-bat of the season, he was leadoff, was a stand-up double, and then after that he went he was 0 for 13 in his next at-bats, was 1 for 14 to start the season. And that was when there was a lot of questions being asked. He ended up not starting a few games, and then he came back, and he has been on fire ever since. And so, sometimes taking a guy out, making him work hard in practice, and then implementing him back into the starting lineup does wonders, as Sawyer Reeves proved that.
Noah Sullivan now in the box. Now Sawyer Reeves going on the first pitch, slides into second. And that'll be another stolen bag for the Bulldogs tonight. And Lamonis has made sure that Mississippi State pretty much on every single first pitch has been very aggressive in testing the arm of Joseph, the catcher for Southern. Now the 1-0 pitch to Sullivan is a breaking ball just before the plate in the dirt. So now 2 balls and no strikes here with no outs.
Yeah, and he's also getting us, Lamonis, by stealing these bags, is getting us out of a potential double play. And it's really smart, especially knowing Southern isn't great competition. Yeah, test that catcher's arm. See if he can make that throw, and he hasn't been able to yet.
Now the 2-0 pitch, fastball outside. So now 3-0 count coming up to Noah Sullivan. And this could be just another tactic to pitch around Noah Sullivan. As we know his home run hitting power and his just hitting capabilities. Now runners at second and third with no outs. The 3-0 pitch, fastball at the knees inside. So now 3-1 count.
You've just got to be so careful here. 3-0 and 3-1 to Noah Sullivan is really not where you want to be with this guy's power.
So now the 3-1 pitch, breaking ball outside. And that'll be ball 4, so that'll load up the bases. And Hunter Hines now due up to the plate. Hunter Hines, like we mentioned in his last at-bat, second in career home runs for Mississippi State, and bases loaded. You got to think if he finds a ball in his wheelhouse, he's going for it.
You remember, he had bases loaded last time. There was a wild pitch that brought one in. And you're right, though. One of the best pull hitters in the country, like I mentioned before. And he's got a righty on lefty matchup. He's got the advantage. And let's see what he can do here.
So Sullivan at first, Sawyer Reeves at second. Now the first pitch to Hunter Hines is cut on into center field as that drifts off into right field, caught by the right fielder Bird. That'll advance the runners as Garrick Fry tags third base and now comes across the plate, so that'll add another run for Mississippi State to make it a 7-1 ball game. Mississippi State now leads by 6 runs. Sawyer Reeves advances from second to third on his tag. So another RBI tacked on for Hunter Hines after that at bat.
Yeah, just doing your job if you're Hunter Hines. Get one out in the outfield deep back there and advance 2 runners. 1 scored, 1 to third. He did his job there.
So 1 out away here in the bottom of the second inning. Bryce Chance now up to the plate. The junior outfielder. First pitch is fastball at the letters for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strike here, 1 out away, runners at the corners. Sullivan at first, Sawyer Reeves at third. Newman in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes here with 1 out. Bryce Chance sitting at 281 on the season. Jeremiah Newman comes set at the chest. Now the 2-1 pitch. Fastball over the heart. Responds. Now for the first strike of the at-bat. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 1 out.
Yeah, a lot of these state batters are making Newman throw strikes. Throw something down the middle, and he's been struggling to do that, being behind the count practically every time.
Mississippi State 6 for 9 on the hitting at-bats. And now a breaking ball gets away from Newman as Noah Sullivan slides into second, is called out on the stolen base, but Sawyer Reeves able to get the jump over at third base, and he will slide into home plate for the 8th run of the game. So Mississippi State leads by 7 now.
Yeah, not a great decision to throw that to second. Yes, you get the runner out, but then you just give a free walk to home plate to extend the lead. Probably should have held on to that one.
Newman, the windup. Now the 3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4, and Bryce Chance will head over to first base and continue this bottom of the second inning. Mississippi State leads by 7, 8-1. Here with 2 outs. And now Gatlin Sanders due up to the plate. Sanders singled in his first at-bat. Back in the bottom of the first inning. Sanders gets the start at second base. First pitch to Sanders, breaking ball over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
Yeah, I'd expect Bryce Chance to steal here. He stole his last time on base. He's so fast. Advance the runner, get him in scoring position, and see if Gatlin Sanders can bring him in.
Now the 0-1 pitch is lifted into shallow center field. That'll go down for a base hit. Runners going. Sanders trying to get second base. And rounding third base is none other than Bryce Chance, as the elite base running from Bryce Chance to add another run for Mississippi State. And that'll be an error in the outfield. But nonetheless, thinking on the fly and listening to the third base coach is Bryce Chance, and that makes the difference in ball games. And
absolutely. Especially there, Bryce Chance stole, just like I said, so he had an early head start to second. And then it also didn't help that Jacoby Radcliffe completely bobbled the ball, picked it up, then it fell out of his hand, so wasted another second or two. And by then, Bryce Chance was touching third, an easy round home, and a stand up for Bryce Chance.
Now first pitch to Aaron Downs is outside, off-speed pitch for ball 1. So Gatlin Sanders now sits at second base. Now the 1-0 pitch, another breaking ball at the belt to even up the count. So 1 ball and 1 strike here with 2 outs away. Now the 1-1 pitch, another fastball. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now Jeremiah Newman starting to pour it into the strike zone. Glances over at Sanders at second base. The stretch in the pitch, the 1-2, another breaking ball that gets away from Joseph, the catcher for the Jaguars, and that'll advance Gatlin Sanders to third base. So deuces on the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 outs away in the bottom of the second inning. Mississippi State with a commanding 8-run lead, now leading 9-1. Mississippi State with 7 hits.
Yeah, very shocked to see Jeremiah Newman still in this game with the amount of wild pitches and different errors he's made. They've had him. The guy, I can't see who it is in the bullpen. They've had him there since very early in the first inning, and you've got to think he's got to be coming in eventually.
Now 2-2 pitch is a fastball, gets away from Newman. That'll clip the thigh of Aaron Downs. So after that, that'll be the end of Jeremiah Newman's day as they make the call over to the bullpen. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back momentarily for a pitching change here at the Dudy Noble Field. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we are back. New pitcher on the mound, Caden Stewart, wearing number 40 for the Jaguars. First pitch is lifted deep into right field, but that'll exit out of play for Michael O'Brien. He gets the start in center field tonight, sitting at a 176 batting average. We have runners at the corners at first and third. Here's Stewart in the stretch to Michael O'Brien, here with 2 outs away. Runner going. Aaron Downs trying to steal second base and slides in after a poor throw from Joseph, the catcher for the Jaguars. And another stolen base for Mississippi State.
And if you're Joseph there, you got to hold on to that. There's just a lot of risk with that. You're throwing it the second. If it gets by, the man on third gets home, or even like last time you threw it and he got home regardless. So he's got to be very careful throwing those.
Breaking ball to Michael O'Brien. 67 on the gun, but just a little bit low. I get 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 outs away. Runners at second and third is Aaron Downs and Gatlin Sanders. The 2-1 pitch off speed at 85, clips the outside corner to even up the count. So deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. 9-1 lead for Mississippi State.
A great pitch there to even up the count.
2-2 pitch off speed upstairs for ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count here with 2 outs. Infield playing back. 3-2 pitch, a big hack from Michael O'Brien, and that'll be a strike 3 on the payoff pitch, and that'll end the inning. 3 runs come across from Mississippi State in the bottom of the second on 3 hits. The help of 1 error, it'll be 2 runners left on base, and that'll do it. And that'll take us to the top of the 3rd inning for Mississippi State. Bulldogs lead 9-1 over the Jaguars. And we're back now for the top of the 3rd inning. Mississippi State leads 9-1 here in the top of the 3rd. New pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. It'll be Duke Stone, wearing number 11. He relieves now for Ryan McPherson. The 1-0 pitch to Jacoby Radcliffe is a fastball. It catches the outside corner for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here with no outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Commanding 8-run lead over the Southern Jaguars. Jaguars' only run tonight is recorded off of a solo shot from Michael Latalis. So now we sit here in the bottom part of the order. The 8-hole hitter is Jacoby Radcliffe, now sitting at a 2-1 count. 2-1 pitch is fastball at the knees to Radcliffe to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now on deck it'll be Benny Bakar, the freshman, the 9-hole hitter, and then in the circle, or in the hole rather, is KJ White, the leadoff hitter. Now the 2-2 pitch is fouled back, barely clips the bottom part of the bat of Radcliffe's bat, so that'll remain a 2-2 count now. No out has been recorded. Infield playing back. Shallow outfield. Duke Stone comes set at the chest, leans in. The 2-2 pitch. And a fastball at the knees inside for ball 3. So full count coming up to the 8-hole hitter playing center field. Radcliffe, a native of Chicago, Illinois. Now the payoff pitch, and 3-2 pitch is lifted deep into right field, ranging back, and that ball is gone. Another solo shot for the Jaguars, and Jacoby Radcliffe takes the 92-mile-an-hour fastball deep to right field, just to the left of the Anderson Plaza. So Mississippi State still with a 7-run lead as we now sit 9-2. And just 2 hits in the ball game for the Southern Jaguars, and it has come by way of the long ball. So with just 2 big swings, we now have a 7-run differential. Now first pitch to Bakar is a fastball that clips the outside corner for strike 1. Stone has a very live and active arm sitting at around the mid-90s. Now the 0-1 pitch with a nifty breaking ball at 84 to now go ahead in the count. So no balls and 2 strikes. No outs have been recorded yet here in the top of the 3rd inning. Duke Stone now leans in. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder just over Stone's glove. And a tough play to make for Gatlin Sanders as that bobbles out of the glove. And so that'll be an infield base hit. So 3 hits have been recorded for the Southern Jaguars. If you're just now joining us, a solo shot for Jacoby Radcliffe, the junior left-handed hitter. And now it was Benny Bakar, the freshman 9-hole hitter, that gets a little dribbler just past Duke Stone, just to the left side of Duke Stone, right side of the field. And a tough play for the second baseman to make. It's now first pitch to the leadoff hitter, KJ White Jr. is a fastball outside for ball 1.
Yeah, if you're Duke Stone here, just gave up a big home run shot and gave up a base hit. You just got to settle in here. You know you got the stuff. You got the talent. Just lock in and clean this all up.
So Stone leans in. The 1-0 pitch to White off speed. Now it's even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Stone trying to settle in after back-to-back base hits in the bottom of the order. Glances over at first base. Now comes set. Picks off at first, trying to keep Benny Bakar close to first base. So we're now at the top of the order. KJ White Jr. playing third base. Stone. Not to be confused with Stone Simmons. Duke Stone, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, another dribbler over to Stone. He tries to look at second base, but knew that the play was not in time, so he throws it over the first base to get out number 1 and retire KJ White Jr.
Yeah, Duke Stone there, a little too close for comfort at first base. Looks like he may have bobbled the ball a little bit there watching the replay, but nonetheless, it's an out.
So after a home run, a solo shot for Jacoby Radcliffe, and Benny Bakar with a infield base hit. Benny McCarr now advances over to second base. And KJ White is retired for out number 1. So now in the 2-hole spot is Cardell Thibodeau. Takes first pitch breaking ball at the knees for strike 1.
Yeah, great pitch there, off speed. Get ahead of the count early.
So now the 0-1 pitch is a few feet shy of home plate as that breaking ball just got a little bit stuck to the hands for Duke Stone. So that'll even up the count at 1-1.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what happened there. It's almost like he was playing cricket. Bounced that one way short. And a scoop up there by the catcher.
1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. And a big hack from Thibodeau. So 1-2 count here with 1 out. Thibodeau leads this team in batting average with a .457 on 81 at-bats. He's got 37 hits on 37 runs. Now has a big opportunity with a runner in scoring position. The 1-2 pitch and another breaking ball that falls a few feet shy of home plate. But that'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I still don't completely understand why you take out, starting pitcher McPherson after the performance he was putting on. Only 2 innings in, and it has shown. Ooh.
And 2-2 pitch and another rocket over to right field, ranging back. And the first base umpire says that ball is out of play. And I got to say, Charlie, that would have been another crazy long ball hit for the Jaguars here in this top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that ball was crushed. It wasn't even close to if it was going out or not. It was whether it was going to be fair and just outside the foul pole. But like I was saying, someone that was feeling himself, throwing some good stuff, you take him out. And now this pitching has been a little off to start this 3rd inning so far.
2-2 pitch is upstairs on the fastball. And this Mississippi State defense a little bit out of sync. So a full count coming up to the 2-hole hitter. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Runner at second. The payoff pitch. Another breaking ball. And that is outside for ball 4.
Yeah, and you just, at this moment, you've got to look to Lemonis and Coach Parker and really question the decision there to take out McPherson. Only giving up 2 hits, and 1 was a long ball. But, I mean, he was looking unstoppable there. I mean, guys could not hit his stuff. I mean, he got a couple of hits off, but for the most part was completely locked in. You sub in the freshman, Duke Stone, and he has been underwhelming so far. I mean, giving up a home run, a base hit, walked a guy. And it hasn't been great to start. You got to question the decision behind pulling a guy 2 innings in.
Oh, no doubt. And Ryan McPherson definitely looking to get his numbers up. Already has great numbers already on the season, but looking to boost that confidence. Maybe put him in a potential starting role later on in the season, knowing that he has the starting capability. But Justin Parker having a quick meeting on the mound with Duke Stone to maybe calm some nerves, talk about some situations here now with runners at first and second and 1 out. But I gotta think he might be buying some time with maybe some more pitchers in the bullpen. Lots of guys hot here with this midweek matchup. Love to get a lot of playing time for some of these younger pitchers to develop this pitching rotation as we enter deep into conference play. So now, first pitch to Taj Bates, the designated hitter in the 3-hole spot, is outside for ball 1. So like I said earlier, runners at first and second here with 1 out. Stone glances at second. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball outside, is clipped off the very end of the bat of Taj Bates. So 1 ball and 1 strike and 1 out. Stone looking to get out of this inning in a fast way. The 1-1 is fouled back once again off of the face mask of Ross Highfill. So 1-2 count coming up to Bates. Bates, one of the stronger hitters on this roster, now has 12 home runs for the Jaguars.
Yeah, he's a big man down there.
Big righty. The 1-2 pitch, fastball right at the head of Bates. Just above the letters, and so count evens up. Stone leans in, now comes set. Glances at second. The 2-2. Off the end of the bat and fouled over to the right side. Out of play. 7:07 local time. Beautiful weather out here on a Tuesday evening in Starkville, Mississippi. Mississippi State coming off of a series win on the road against the Alabama Crimson Tide, looking to tack on another win against the Southern Jaguars. Now top of the third. Now the 2-2 pitch is lifted into deep right field. Calling it off is Aaron Downs. He makes the catch. Now runners trying to tag up. And it'll be Benny McCarr who advances from second to third on the tag. And Thibodeau will remain at first base. So runners at the corners with 2 outs. Mississippi State still leads by 7 runs, 9-2 in the top of the third. So now due up to the plate will be Jalen Mack, the starting second baseman.
Been much better since they talked to Duke Stone at the mound. Throwing a lot better pitches. Looks a lot more calm back there. Looked a little flustered at first, especially after giving up that home run.
No doubt about it. First pitch to Mack is fouled back. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit more confidence is starting to be built for Duke Stone as he relies on his defense to make some plays. So it'll be runners at the corners, first and third. Infield playing a little bit more towards the middle, trying to get an out over at second base if hit up towards the middle. So 1 out here in the pitch count. Duke Stone in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. It's now righty on lefty matchup. 2 outs away in the top of the third. Duke Stone leans in. The 0-2 1-1 pitch. Runner going. Tag is applied, but a little late. So now runners at second and third, and Duke Stone in jeopardy of adding on a few more runs for this Jaguars squad out of Louisiana.
Yeah, that was one where it looked like Highfield bobbled it a little bit there. Wasn't able to get it out cleanly. A little hesitation, and that's why he was safe.
1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. As Highfield tries to look for the ball, throws it outside. That'll be a strike 3, and that'll end the third inning, the top of the third inning. Mississippi State leads by 7, and that'll take us to the bottom of the third as the Bulldogs look to tack on a few more runs. And we welcome you back to Dudy Noble Field. Mississippi State leads 9-2 here in the bottom of the third alongside Charlie Curley. I'm John Wesley Cochran. Glad to have you with us tonight here in this non-conference matchup. First pitch to Ross Highfield. Big hack for strike one. So 9-1 and 2 due up to the plate for Mississippi State here in the bottom of the third. And the 0-1 pitch is lifted into deep left field, ranging back at the warning track, and finally found it is Cardell Thibodeau. And that'll be a quick out number one for Mississippi State. Now back to the top of the order is Garrick Fry. Garrick Fry starting off pretty hot tonight. Arguably one of the best hitters here in this game. 2 for 2 so far with a single and a double. And now the infield is shifting over towards the right side for the third baseman, Garrick Fry.
Yeah, Garrick Fry has been on fire tonight. And putting that shift on is probably smart. Both of his shots have been in that direction. Let's see if he can go 3 for 3 here.
It's now the 1-0 pitch. It's fouled back over to the left side. So Garrick Fry with a single pulled over to the right side for the lefty, and a double that was into shallow right field. 1-1 pitch is fouled back. So now Caden Stewart ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out. First out was a pop fly into deep left field. Now Garrick Fry at the top of the order. Stewart comes set. The stretch in the pitch, the 1-2, fastball upstairs to make it a 2-2 count.
Yeah, Garrick Fry is dangerous no matter the count. Even when he's behind in the count, you'll just see him choke up on the bat and try and place one out there. That's what he did the last time he was down 1-2 when he got that base hit.
So now a 2-2 pitch, a 69-mile-an-hour off-speed catches the backside of Garrick Fry, and a hit-by pitch now puts Fry at first base.
If there's any pitch you want to hit you, if you want to hit you, it will be a 69 mile per hour. Looked like a changeup or a curve. We don't really know what it was, but it wasn't a good pitch nonetheless. And Garrick just took it like a champ. Take his little walk to first base.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that it doesn't matter what stage of baseball that you get to, nobody really likes a hit by pitch, but if you're going to get one, you'd rather it be one of the slowest pitches that you can throw.
Absolutely.
Sawyer Reeves takes first pitch for a strike, a breaking ball at 83. So runner at first base in the bottom of the third. Mississippi State leads 9-2. Fastball at the letters. Inside for ball 1.
Sawyer Reeves batting .387. That is just such a great turnaround from the beginning of the season when he was 1 for 15 at one point.
Very cold start has turned it around. And we're in a new chapter as a Bulldog. Walked in his first at-bat and singled in his last at-bat. Now the 1-2 pitch is low. A good take for Reeves. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up with 1 out. Garrick Fry with the steady lead at first. Stewart, the stretch of the pitch on the 2-2. Breaking ball head high to now make it a full count.
Yeah, Sawyer Reeves doing a great job of hanging in there. Now he has a full count. Let's see what he can do here. Just be disciplined, be smart.
Payoff pitch. Fastball inside for ball 4. So after a hit by pitch and a walk, runners at first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, State Bats have something cooking here, but they haven't even really had to swing him. It's been discipline, and it's been being hit by a pitch. And now you bring up Steven Spaletta there subbing in. And let's see if he can get something out there or get on base and then bring up Hunter Hines.
Steven Spaletta, the sophomore out of Mandeville, Louisiana, now pinch hitting for the Bulldogs. He will substitute for Noah Sullivan. Now Hunter Hines on deck. First pitch swinging for Spalletta is deep into right field. That's a no-doubter. And a 3-run shot for Steven Spalletta on the first pitch.
How about that, man? Pinch hit. You take over for Noah Sullivan, debatably one of the best batters in the country. And you just first pitch moonshot into right field, a no-doubter. And that's got to feel good for Steven Spalletta.
Steven Spalletta taking advantage of his pinch hit. And, I mean, you got to think hitting coach Jake Gautro's pretty happy about that one, as he knows that he can just give a pinch hit and somebody is going to give him results at any point. And after that 3-run shot, another call to the bullpen, it appears. No, actually, it'll be just a quick conversation on the mound between Caden Stewart.
And if you think, I mean, I'm sure Steven Spalletta's getting some more playtime after that. It's hard to think that first pitch moonshot, they're just going to keep him on the bench the rest of the season. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of Steven Spalletta as this year goes on.
No doubt about that. Well, it will be a pitching change for the Jaguars. We're going to step aside and we'll take a quick break. After the 3-run moonshot from Spalletta, it makes it a 12-2 ball game. Mississippi State on top of Southern. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A new pitcher on the mound, a lefty. It'll be Genesis Prosper for the Southern Jaguars. Lefty on lefty matchup. Hunter Hines now due up to the plate, takes first pitch for a ball. Second pitch is fouled back into the visitors' dugout to even up the count. So 1 ball and 1 strike here with 1 out away. If you're just now joining us, Steven Spalletta, pinch hit for Noah Sullivan, took first pitch deep to right field. A no doubt 3-run shot to now make it a 10-run lead for the Bulldogs. Now the 2-1 pitch is fouled down the right side of first base. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out. And field shifted all the way to the right side. The 2-2 pitch. Big hack. And strike 3. So first batter that Genesis Prosper faces Hunter Hines and sits him down on the 2-2 pitch. So now due up to the plate is Bryce Chance. 1-for-1 on the day. The Ridgeland, Mississippi native. A graduate of Madison Ridgeland Academy. Known for some highly talented Bulldogs out of there. One of those being the highly touted point guard from Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard. Now first pitch to Chances for a strike. Now the 0-1 pitch is a fastball low in the dirt. So now make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Bryce Chance having a heck of a game. 1-for-1, but he's also been on base. Both times he's been at bat, and his third time here. We're expecting a lot of the same thing. He's actually stolen 2 bases as well. Constantly putting pressure on this Jaguar defense.
So now 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Infield playing back, no runners on base here in the bottom of the 3rd. 7:23 local time. Prosper in the windup. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball at 74. Clips the inside corner to make it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Prosper looking to shut it down and take it to the 4th. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs for ball 4. And Bryce Chance will make his way over to first base. Chance continuing his solid at-bats tonight. And now Gatlin Sanders, the junior second baseman, will actually be pinch hit for Lucas Buckner. Out of Knoxville, Tennessee, the freshman second baseman getting some playing time here in this non-conference game.
Yeah, let's see if Lucas Buckner, another pinch hitter, can send a moonshot out in the right field.
First pitch to Buckner is low in the dirt, so he's got some big shoes to fill after Spalletta hit a deep shot to right field. So another lefty now enters the lineup. 1-0 pitch is hit the opposite direction. That'll deflect right off of the net, covering the grandstands on the third base line. So lefty-lefty matchup with Prosper and Buckner. Buckner pinch hitting now for Sanders. Now the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, outside. Able to catch the corner for strike 2.
Down on the count here, but still be aggressive at the bat. You got nothing to lose pinch hitting here.
So a 1-2 count with the runner at first. Prosper glances at first base. The 1-2 pitch. Another off speed. So now Deuce is on the boards after that off-speed pitch outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. A 10-run lead for Mississippi State, 12-2. The 2-2 pitch is fastball outside, so full count coming up.
Yeah, great discipline there. Back-to-back pitches from Lucas. Both of those pitches were ones that could have been swung on, could have been hit, but just outside the zone. Really good discipline.
Now the payoff pitch, and that is hit right up the middle, a line drive. That'll enter shallow center field. And the runner coming around third base is Bryce Chance. And another run comes across. So now an 11-run lead for Mississippi State. And a 2-out RBI single for Lucas Buckner.
I mean, Lucas Buckner, great discipline, gets the full count. Then a great shot out into short center field. But, man, the speed on Bryce Chance at first base. and comes all the way home off of that. He's done that twice now already, from first to home off of short little line drives out in the center field. Just the speed of Bryce Chance is evident.
No doubt, and that's why we put him in the outfield. Usually playing center field, but gets the start in the left today. First pitch to Aaron Downs, up the middle, taps second base as he flips it over to Jelon Mack, and that'll be out number 3. But not before Mississippi State adds 4 runs on 2 hits. They leave a runner on base, but they now tack on a few more to now make it a 11-run lead. So 13-2 as we enter the top of the 4th inning. And we are back. New pitcher on the mound for Mississippi State. It'll be Jacob Pruitt to enter the game from the Bulldogs. He comes into this game 11 2/3 pitched. Has given up 11 hits and 11 runs. 10 of those have been earned. 13 strikeouts and 7 walks. First pitch is a walk. First pitch is ground ball up the middle. Gloved by Buckner and slings it across over to Hunter Hines, the first baseman for out number 1.
Yeah, great play from Buckner there. Bounced off the mound. Took a weird bounce, but Buckner made it look easy. Scooped it up. Easy throw over to Hunter Hines for the first out of the inning.
So Buckner substitutes for Gatlin Sanders at second base and already getting some action over on the right side. Jacob Pruitt has been known to play towards his defense. Now 1 out away here in the top of the 4th. And that's a high pop-up into the infield over towards the left side. Garrick Fry tracks it down with the lights in his face for out number 2.
Nearly fell there, but able to keep his balance, make the grab. Great play.
No doubt about it. So 2 quick outs for the Bulldogs defense, thanks to Jacob Pruitt hitting towards contact. Here at the top of the 4th, Bulldogs with an 11-run lead. And now Dominic Joseph, the starting catcher tonight for Southern, now comes up to the plate. Now with 2 outs. Righty on righty matchup. Started off with a righty with the first at bat and a lefty in the second. First pitch to Joseph is fastball outside for ball 1.
I'm loving what I'm seeing here from State these last couple innings after giving up the home run, a couple hits, and then they have been locked down since, even with a pitching change. It's been very smooth transition.
So Ryan McPherson gets the start from Mississippi State, goes 2 innings, gives up a run, a solo shot with 4 strikeouts. Duke Stone goes an inning, gives up 2 hits and an earned run. And now Jacob Pruitt enters the game here in the top of the 4th. Now sits at a 2-1 count to Dominic Joseph, the starting catcher, here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Pruitt leans in and comes set at the chest. The 2-1 pitch, fastball outside for ball 3.
Yeah, 3 straight pitches, pretty much in the exact same spot, just low and away fastball. He's going to get it dialed in here. He's going to clean up this inning.
Pruitt leans in, comes set. The 3-1 pitch is another low fastball, and that'll be ball 4. And that'll be the 8th walk of the season for Jacob Pruitt.
Yeah, that was interesting. 4 straight low and away fastballs. Don't know if it's coming off the hand weird or what, but after the first 2 batteries, he made it look easy. Little low and away fastball. Seems to have him stuck for a second, but he'll clean it up right here.
So a runner on first base after the walk from Pruitt. Now a pinch hitter.
There we go.
It'll be Garn. He responds after the walk with the first pitch strike.
Yeah, great pitch there. Fastball right down the pipe. Straightened it out. Pretty pitch.
Tyree Carr steps up to the plate. Big, tall, left-handed hitter. The 1-0 pitch is off speed, outside. A little bit low for ball 1.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there. Trying to see where Carr's eyes were at. Good discipline there from Carr not to swing on that one. Evens up the count.
Tyree Carr, just out of Jackson, Mississippi, a Clinton, Mississippi native, home of the Mississippi College Choctaws. Takes the 1-1 pitch, low at the knees for strike 2. So 1-2 count with the runner at first and 2 outs in the top of the 4th. 1-2 pitch is outside and low to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, still not a bad pitch though. Was low, but trying to get him to swing on one, get a ground ball. A 2-2 count.
2-2 pitch and ground ball, slow roller up the middle. Gloved by Reeves, tosses it over to Hunter Hines at first base. And that'll be out number 3. Bulldogs keep their 11-run lead as they head to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Mississippi State Baseball on the Bulldogs Student Sports Network. Now due up to the plate, 8-9-1 for the Bulldogs. It'll be Michael O'Brien, the left-handed hitting sophomore, 0 for 2 on the day. Now looking to find his first hit. Takes first pitch. Breaking ball outside. Catches the corner on the outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, great pitch there.
Genesis Prosper checks into the game. Now the 0-1 pitch is ground ball over to the left side. And O'Brien unable to beat it out. As the throw from the third baseman over to first for out number one. Genesis Prosper, who checked into the game last inning and will now be another call to the bullpen after that. As head coach wanted to take advantage of the lefty-lefty matchups that Genesis Prosper was facing. So now, after that, another pitching change for the Jaguars. And we're going to step aside for just a bit as we have a pitching change. Mississippi State leads 13-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. And we're back. New pitcher on the mound, Malik Abdul, the right-handed pitcher for the Southern Jaguars, checks into the game. First pitch is inside for ball one to Ross Highfield, who gets the start behind the home plate at catcher. Looking to improve his batting skills after a injury a couple weeks ago to the nose. Another pitch is low for ball two. So Abdul comes set at the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Responds with the fastball down the middle for strike one.
Good pitch there. Works his way back in the count, 2-1.
Infield playing back with one out. 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball. Finds the strike zone. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes here with one out.
Yeah, back-to-back great pitches to even out the count here, 2-2.
A calm night at Dudy Noble. Fans showed out a little bit for this non-conference.
Oh.
And a rocket down the left line.
And no flinches either from down there. Hit the netting. None of the fans down there reacted at all.
So count remains the same. Now the 2-2 pitch. Another breaking ball that'll enter the Mississippi State dugout. So count remains the same at two balls, 2 strikes. He with one out in the bottom of the fourth. 13-2. Bulldogs with an 11-run lead. Abdul from the windup kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss from Ross Highfill, and another strikeout here tonight. His second strikeout of the night. Now Garrick Fry, who has one of the hottest bats on this roster and in this lineup, now back to the top of the order.
Yeah, his batting average has just been skyrocketing these last few games, the Bama series, and now 2 for 2 on the day. Was hit by a pitch at his last at bat. Garrick Fry is feeling himself.
No doubt about it. 3 runs for the leadoff hitter. Has reached base in all at bats. 2 hits and a hit by pitch. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. Malik Abdul trying to stop the bleeding for the Jaguars. Now the 2-0 pitch is fouled back. So 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs. So 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. A 2-1 ground ball hit over to the right side. A chopper, gloved by the first baseman. No tap on the bag, and that'll be out number 3. And Garrick Fry is shaken up after that, as he bumps into the first baseman, Michael Latalis, as he's slow to get up after that. Pretty much a instant collision, trying to make it towards home first base. And that'll do it for the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back for the top of the 5th inning.